Hey guys, welcome to part 17 of Let's Play Pokemon SoulSilver. In the last part we went along the cliff edge, had some pretty horrible battles actually, and now we're here at the Safari Zone gate, which there is a little town, well not really a town but a little, I don't know, flea market. It's kind of similar to, I think Slateport City has the similar kind of thing, with all the, like a market kind of place, but yeah, there's that if you want to go talk to all those people and buy some items that aren't worth buying. I don't know, I can't remember any of the market stalls in this place. And the only reason I'm talking about them now is because I don't go and talk to any of them. So yeah, just in case you're wondering. So yeah, I'm actually going to check out the Safari Zone because I like the Safari Zone. I think it's a nice idea. So the first thing I'm doing here is staying in this first patch of grass because the guy who owns the safari park is like, or Safari Zone is like, hey, catch a Geodude, it would please me, it pleases me. So that's what I'm trying to do at the beginning. And the Safari Zone in this game is really good. Because I don't know why they haven't, or there hasn't been a Safari Zone in every single game, because they're a really cool idea. Of course, there was one in the first generation that you had to go to get HM Surf and HM Strength, but I didn't really like that Safari Zone in the first gen. It was like a hassle. It was a maze because you had to try and figure out where the gold teeth were and the secret house was, and you were limited way too much. And also it didn't help because the Safari Zone, what's cool about it is that there's a ton of different types of Pokemon here that you can find and catch. And the way they do it is that in each specific kind of patch of grass or areas of grass there'll be a certain type of Pokemon, but then you just walk over to another patch of grass and there's a ton of different Pokemon in there. So in the original, if you wanted a rare Pokemon like a Tauros or a Cypher or something like that, you had to pay so much money and waste your time going through every single patch of grass just to try and find one. And the problem was that these certain Pokemon were only specific to the Safari Zone. You couldn't get them any other way, apart from trading. So I just never bothered with that. I always thought Cypher was super cool when I was a kid. That would probably be the words I would use to describe him as well. Super cool, because it was the 90s and things were different. Or it was like 1999 anyway, so still the 90s. But I just wasn't going to bother doing that. So in this one, they've changed it. So first of all, it's not a maze. It's I can't remember at the top of my head, like 6 different squares all connected together. Maybe 4. I don't know. I can't quite remember. It's like 4 or maybe more squares. Maybe 6, I think. All connected together, and then in each one of those squares, in the patches of grass in one square, there'll be certain types of Pokemon. So like in this first patch of grass, or this first square area, you'll see what I mean about the squares or the rectangles once I actually leave the first area. But yeah, so there's Pokemon specific to this area, to this grass. So if you're like, oh, I don't know what Pokemon are here, you don't have to go online and look at Bulbapedia, which you kind of do and are required to for the first gen. In fact, I had a strategy guide that detailed everything in the game, and in that strategy guide I actually talked about it. Or talked about all the different Pokemon, so I did kind of knew like where Chanseys were and all that kind of thing. But so yeah, so you just explore one region long enough and see what Pokemon you find, and then if you find something good, you find something good. If not, you can just move on. And so here's, like, we never saw a Coffin in the first patch of grass. We just saw Geodudes, Magnemites, Magnetons. I actually saw a Graveler there as well, but you probably noticed the jump cut I made. So because it took me forever to catch that Geodude. And this is one of the problems I have with the Safari Zone in general, is that because I haven't even explained how it works. You don't have Pokemon. You have Safari Balls, which are specific to this place, that have a specific catch rate and all that. And then you can either use bait, so the Pokemon eats. God, I have to try and remember this. You can bait it or use mud, which is quite funny because in the original you threw stones at the Pokemon or threw rocks, and obviously that was too violent for this current set of, you know, for this generation of Pokemon, so they changed it to throwing mud at the Pokemon so the poor Pokemon don't get hurt. I mean, it was quite harsh lobbing a rock at like a poor Chansey. The Chansey's like, Chansey, and then you just lob a rock at its head. But yeah, I can't remember which one it is. I think the bait because the Pokemon, they can run away, they can just flee. So I think bait makes it so they're more likely to stay, but there's a less chance that you can actually catch them because they're eating. And mud makes it so there's less chance of them staying or not running away, but they're easier to catch. It's something like that. Maybe it's the other way around. I think I'm getting it wrong. Either way, it's not to do with tactics catching these Pokemon, because each decision is random. You just throw your Pokeball, maybe you'll catch it, maybe not. And if you don't catch it, you just try and find another one. And using mud and bait, I don't think they work too well. Like, okay, it's nice to have those options to, manipulate the Pokemon in that way, but just throw a Safari Ball and eventually you will catch one. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's not that bad in this game, because the problem with the original is that A, you didn't know where certain Pokemon were, and B, even if you found a certain Pokemon you wanted, you had to stay in that patch of grass, and then because you only had so many steps, I think it was like 500 steps. So once you ran out your 500 steps, you had to get reset and then pay more money to come in and go there. In this one, it's once you run out of Safari Balls, you get kicked out. You have infinite amount of steps and time. And in case you're wondering what the heck's going on with this Mr. Mime, yeah, Mr. Mime. I had no idea what Pokemon were in the Safari Zone, but seeming how I wanted to catch like a bit of an odd Pokemon or something like that, or not my standard choices, because I was thinking about going for Bellsprout, and that would have made the most sense to have because Bellsprout evolves into Weeping Bell and Victory Bell, which are really good grass types, like really good. If you don't have a grass type at this point and you want one, go for Bellsprout, because you can catch one in that square of the Safari Zone. So I was going to do that, but then I was like, no, I kind of want to do something a bit different, or something I wouldn't usually use. So when I was in the Safari Zone, I saw a Mr. Mime and thought, perfect, let's get one of those. And of course, Mr. Mime, Mr. Sublime, it rhymes, look at the time, so that's why he's called that. So yeah, also because Mr. Mime's a psychic type, and it's just a good idea to have a psychic type. Because actually, one of the failed recordings in this place, I saw a Wobbuffet, and I was like, okay, and I actually caught the bloody thing as well. I managed to catch it, and I was like, okay, can I actually have a Wobbuffet on my team? Can I actually allow myself to do that? And in the end I came to the conclusion that no, I couldn't. But then even if I did want one, because of this recording messed up, or the emulator messed up, I didn't find one when I went back to the Safari Zone. Because one thing you want to know, you can find certain Pokemon during the day, but there's also the morning where certain Pokemon appear. That's in every single route as well. This applies to all routes and the Safari Zone. In the morning, only certain Pokemon will appear, and at night, only certain Pokemon will appear. The biggest example is that Hoot Hoots, the owl Pokemon, only comes out at night. And that's true for this place as well. When I explored this place at night in the failed recording, I saw Wobbuffet, which I didn't see this time. I saw, I want to say Zubat. I saw Misdrevious. I think that's the name. The Ghost Head. I saw that Pokemon, and I actually tried to catch that Pokemon as well, but it just didn't work out. So yeah, so there's a ton of Pokemon you can find here. That's what makes it cool, and you can just stay here as long as you want. I actually didn't know this when I was playing the game. Well, the footage you're seeing, I had no idea that you had as long as you want, and it really only depended on when you ran out of Safari Balls. But yeah, this is definitely a good place to explore for weird and wonderful Pokemon. Like, I was trying to get that Kangaskhan, because I thought, that's a weird Pokemon. It's definitely an odd one. But I didn't end up catching it, so yeah. I think even if I did catch that Kangaskhan, I wouldn't have put it on my team. Because I think Mr. Mime being a psychic type would just, that's just the smarter decision. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I would have done, maybe not, I don't know. But either way, my squad is now complete, that's all of them. I don't think I'm going to get rid of anyone on the squad, but it's definitely, I'm going to say this now to anyone who maybe is playing along with me. That'd be kind of nice. Don't get a sixth Pokemon now. Don't. That's a stupid idea. I don't know. I'm just doing it because I can't be bothered. Because I thought, Mr. Mime might as well, and I can't be bothered to keep my eye out for another Pokemon. So it's laziness why I've got my 6th Pokemon now, but I haven't recorded any more after this part as of the time of recording this commentary, but I'm going to predict, I'm going to throw this out there, that having 6 Pokemon is definitely going to screw me over at some point. Maybe with a gym, like the 7th gym, because we already done 6 gyms, it's kind of nice. Yeah, either by one of the gyms or one of the events that you do. I'm not too sure what else you would call them, but like with Team Rocket and things like that. Spoiler, Team Rocket comes back. So yeah, it's definitely going to screw me over, which, you know, is nice. Having 5 Pokemon already like screwed me over so much with the 5th fighting gym. That's the reason why I had such a hard time. So, because once you come, like if you come across like a powerful one that's a lot higher level than you, then there's just like there's nothing you can do by numbers. Like you're just not going to do anything to it. I mean, the advantage to having 6 Pokemon is that you have all the different types, so it's 10 times easier to match type if you have 6 Pokemon than if you have like 3 or 4. But of course that advantage doesn't really kick in until the Elite Four, I would argue. Luckily with this game there's a lot of after games, so really it's, you know, there's a long period of time where that kicks in. But like with my Pokemon Pearl LP, I only ever had 5 Pokemon, and then I got to the Elite Four and got my 6th. So you can do the whole game with 5. I don't know. I thought screw it, might as well. And there was also Jigglypuff there, as we just saw in Paris. There's so many weird Pokemon here. Because that's another good thing, you know, I've already mentioned there's 250 Pokemon in this game. That means there's like so many Pokemon that they throw out at you in this grass or in this Safari Zone. I don't know exactly how many. I think I'm going to actually quickly have a look. You know, screw it. I'm going to quickly have a look, but there's a stupid amount of Pokemon in this Safari Zone. And it's cool, because once again, if you watch my Pokemon Pearl, you know one of the things I like, or I think should be in Pokemon games, is the, you know, there's stupid amount of Pokemon out and available, or just there's like 600, so they really need to make the most of that, which is why I really like Black and White 2. Right, Safari? Don't know why I said that so weird. Oh, there is one in Hoenn, Safari Zone. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think this video is particularly interesting at the moment. I don't think anyone wants to hear me or is interested in me browsing. So yeah, also I call that Geodude for that old man, and he doesn't give you anything as of yet. So I am gonna go back and yeah, do his other challenge as well, whatever that is. I don't know. I've never done these challenges before. I didn't really do the Safari Zone when I played it. Oh god, that's a stupid amount of Pokemon. Well, then that doesn't make any Sorry that I'm just reading this, but apparently you can get a Shinx here. That can't be right. Surely not. Oh, there's so many Pokemon you can catch here. This is silly. Rocky Beach, Wasteland. Yeah, so pretty much I made my point. I don't know, I should have probably should have read this before starting off the part. But then again, I'm not very professional. So either way, yeah, there's a stupid amount of Pokemon you can catch, and it seems like at some point in the game you can catch the 4th gen Pokemon, which I'm assuming is after game stuff, because that's the way they like to do it. So now that we've come all the way from this city, because this is that city there, I really should. You've probably noticed if you're watching this that I've never said that city's name because I don't know how to pronounce it, and I was dumb and didn't look up the name of it. But yeah, that city. And also, yeah, look, I'm not a liar. Legendary Pokemon on screen. Yeah. But yeah, so everything revolves around that city because you go all the way left. And that's what we just did. There's 2 cities that way, there's Safari Zone, there's 2 badges to be had. We went all the way left, and now we're going to go all the way right, because there's 2 cities to the right of this place. So that's pretty cool. And then we have this again. I really don't understand the point of this encounter with Sunkun, Blue Dog. Because we already saw Blue Dog in the tower, we already saw it again, in Cinnawood, and that time we fought this guy. So I was like, okay, that's a bit different. We're actually fighting the mysterious man, but this time it's completely pointless. I think it's just to remind you that Blue Dog is still out there, because again, this wasn't in the original, so they added it in for Crystal. But it's actually supposed to have some sort of plot to it, like some sort of subplot to the game. So that's what that's pretty much there for. And I also completely forgot that you don't have to go into Mount Mortar. You just don't have to go there. Although you do have to... maybe you have to return there? I really don't know. But yeah, there's a waterfall. It's a waterfall cave, so that's the HM I was thinking of. I thought it was waterfall you needed to go through that place, but I wasn't too sure. But yeah, it's definitely yeah, it's definitely waterfall you need. And really all you have to do is come along this route, which is a pretty boring route, I'll be honest. I mean, all it does is serve as a, you know, a route to get from that city to Mahogany Town. Like, that's the only reason why it's there. And there's Mount Mortar there, and you can go in there, and that's an interesting cave. You can go do some stuff, have a grand old time. But this route is just surf a bit, walk a bit, surf a bit, walk a bit. Maybe that's it? I don't know. This route's pretty short, so I can't really complain. And also, in case you're wondering why these Pokemon are so low levels from these trainers, it's because the way they design the Pokemon games, they're very careful not to do what some JRPGs do. Like, I think Final Fantasy IX did this when I played it, where you can go to certain areas in certain JRPGs, but everyone's going to be so over-leveled and so much stronger than you, you shouldn't go there, and that's what stops you from going there. With Pokemon, on the other hand, if you can get there, your Pokemon should be a high enough level to take out the trainers there. And because you can get here once you defeat the 4th gym and get Surf from that city, these Pokemon are all level 17. Because technically you could have gone right and explored this place if you wanted to, as soon as you got Surf and taught it to a Pokemon. So of course these Pokemon trainers really should be like level 25 or something like that. Because my Pokemon are a bit under-leveled at the moment, and are going to be more so once I'm training up Mr. Mime. So yeah, you could come here already, but really they should be at least 22, 23, but no, because of the way the games are designed. It's why in, I think I talked about this in Pokemon White, it's why, like, with certain post-game stuff you can do, or after the Elite Four things, some secret areas are accessible by Surf, which will mean that the Pokemon there will be these kind of levels, level 15 to 20, rather than, you know, level 50 or whatever they should be, because you can technically get there. But nothing that interesting about these trainers, you just gotta take them down. So actually, yeah, I'm just trying to train up Mr. Mime, which is why I'm switching him out, because I need him to be at least 25, you know, before he becomes useful. So that's the end of this part, pretty much, because we're pretty much here in Mahogany Town. So next time in Let's Play Pokemon SoulSilver, we will do a bit of exploration of Mahogany Town, see exactly what we can do. Can't go into the gym yet, but I mean, we will at some point. So I've been AskTom23, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.